This movie is dedicated to all those inventive people who tried to do the impossible and succeeded. It is also dedicated to those craftists who have the heart of crying in life, because never before would pursuit of genius of invented type with the crib is 49. In life itself, man has had to laugh, or he has his foot in a crying sign. But in hearts and all we know that Pacercrite is the important fingers of a hand or sign in 1914.
In the year of 1914, in the month of February, I was coming home from school and my hands got very cold, and you see, and I had no mittens. And I began, of course, pressing them together to get them warm, and that wouldn't do. Well, pretty soon I began squeezing them, and I was surprised to think that I could make a few different sounds. Well, then I began playing every day, and pretty soon I could play Yankee Doodle clear through. And that was the only tune I could play for 3 whole years. And the next tune I could play was Marching Through Georgia, then The Trail of the Lonesome Pine. Then for about, everybody wondered then how I could do it, and it would bother me so much that for about 6 years I put it away until I met an old showman that come up to Traverse once, and he said, "Can you do your old novelty anymore, Cecil?" And I said, "I don't know, but I'll try." And I tried, of course, and it come right natural to me after letting it go for 6 years. He said, "Well, if I was you," he said, "I would practice it up and see what I could do sometime in the stage when I was in Chicago."
Folks, here I am with a new device called the ornithopter. This device, I expect to attain flight in the air. Through a system of leverage advantage, plus a man's physical power, I believe it's possible to fly as a bird. And here I am. You can look this device over. It appears heavy, is light.
This is the first rocket ship built in the United States. It was constructed entirely by myself, except for the covering, which was sewed on by my sister.
Do you think it's going to work all right?
Why, according to fellow engineers at the university, perhaps the rockets may melt the ice and the ship will sink into the water. Others say that one set of the rockets may go off before the other and send me in a tailspin. However, I hope that the voyage is a success.
Well, I hope it is, too, because I wouldn't want to see all my stitching ruined. All the luck in the world, Harry.
Well, thanks a lot, sister. I think I'll make it okay.
Bye, Harry.
Bye, Harry.
Adios.
Bye.
Although my rocket ship didn't go very far, the distance it did go proves its success. It went nearly 50 feet in 2/5 of a second, which is equivalent to approximately 110 miles an hour.
That's pretty good. We tried it,
This movie is a collection of stories starring people obsessed by a dream. With their strong will and sheer endurance, they strive to change their world by being inventive. Creating an invention does not mean necessarily the development of a new device or a mechanical contraption. Many wish to reshape the human body, overcome the elements, and push beyond ordinary physical limitations. Man's muscles became part of his own highly efficient machine. In each of the following stories, there is an individual willing to challenge new frontiers. Through courage and creativity, they put dreams to the test. Simply by being inventive, every man has the chance to move the world. In 1932, as this woman got ready to cross from one side of Times Square to the other, thousands of New Yorkers gathered in the street to watch.
At last I found a safe way to cross Times Square. I'm saying hello to Broadway.
Keep them back.
Get those camels out of here.
No, no.
Get them out of here.
Listen to me. Hey, you're in a lot of trouble.
What's your occupation?
Tell them what you do.
Why can't you do that?
You can't.
Just a waitress.
Waitress.
But why? I didn't know you couldn't
should
go
have.
across it.
You should have known it.
How was it?
She could have hurt herself.
You get it?
Regardless of the law, the urge to challenge the great urban invention, the skyscraper, became an obsession. From out of this era of tall buildings emerged a new phenomenon, the human fly. These flies were everywhere. With each wall, ledge, and parapet, they showed that these giant buildings were no more impressive than cliffs or mountains. They both involved that timeless test of man outwitting gravity.
Dreamed I'd be the one to come and make it up in the sky. There's never a reason why, 'cause nobody flies like I do when I'm high. Save me from falling down, save me from falling fast, save me from all my past I've been avoiding. Just do it one more time, and if I stay in line, I promise not to mind inconvenience. Oh-do-do, oh-do-do-do, Lord, look at me, oh,
unemployed, and I'd tried every angle to get a job, and I'd failed. And one night, I knocked over a packet of cigarettes, and out of the packet fell a picture of a film star. And I thought, what a wonderful idea it would be if I could make that film star speak by putting a gramophone record on the back of it. I discussed my idea with the technical experts of the gramophone trade, but they pooh-poohed the idea. They said they thought it was impossible to get such a small track on the back of a cigarette card. Until I met my friend Dr. Schlesinger, and they've brought out now a small record that will give a voice of every film star that cares to record.
I'll never forget the girl who introduced me to drink. She weighed 322 pounds, had a head like a melon, a face like a collie. I called her my melancholy baby.
The machine uses only two sounds produced electrically. One of these represents the breath. The other, the vibration of the vocal cords. There are no phonograph records or anything of that sort. Only electrical circuits, such as are used in telephone practice.
Let's see how you put expression into a sentence. Say, she saw me, with no expression. She saw me. Now say it in answer to these questions. Who saw you? She saw me. Whom did she see? She saw me. Did she see you or hear you? She saw me.
Hands up. Armed robberies wouldn't pose such a serious threat to store owners if they were wearing a chest and wristband device like this. This bank messenger's money bag conceals blank cartridges and tear gas. A fine wire loop slips over the messenger's finger. When the wire is pulled, the bag locks automatically and sends gas through the holes. Instead of gas, another bag sprays dye to mark the money. Taxi cabs, the criminal's rolling source of money. Too often the man behind the wheel was an easy pushover for backseat bad guys. Something had to be done. One German driver installed an invention that pitted gas against violence. In Pico, California, a bank robber opens fire on a teller, only to find he's been shooting at the teller's reflection. Through a hidden gun slot, the teller returns the fire.
Here, kid, come on, over here. Put your hand in. Up there? That's it, right up in there.
A juvenile is conned into delinquency, and he is trapped by a false alarm preventer. Here he is years later, a grown man on the same corner, turning in yet another false alarm. Here's a man who needs his clothes cleaned in a hurry. In Budapest, a secret formula could do the trick. All he had to do was take off his shoes and wade through a pool filled with a magic fluid. When he emerged, his suit was dry and dry cleaned. Some people find it easier just to buy new clothes when the traveling fashion van comes to them. Inside, a customer could view 30 of the latest styles photo flashed onto her body in just 3 minutes.
Where's my head?
That's a sexy number.
Not for my body.
Oh, come on.
just by pulling a couple of zippers and pulling the skirt out to make a blouse, passing it over the shoulders. And now you're ready for any kind of active sport, horseback riding or aviation or anything.
Fashion had nothing to do with these unusual basketball sneakers. The designer who made these height equalizers just wanted to give his favorite team the winning edge. When it came down to teaching the finer, more subtle movements of a sport, some inventors really believed machines could teach technique with more precision than a pro.
I have arranged to have the greatest golf teacher in the world speak to you this morning. Greater than Bobby Jones. Iron Bobby. Bring them in. Now watch, pay attention, girls. Pay attention, girls.
What do you think? What's that? Gosh, teacher, it looks like a skeleton to me.
Well, Iron Bobby, will you please show the girls how you swing, please? Observe the left arm on the way back. Swing one arm through. That's fine. Just watch that nice follow through. Doesn't hurt.
It wasn't unusual for designers of new sports equipment to undergo a demonstration like this one in 1932. Because when you have a new idea, it often takes more than proof to change minds. It takes time.
Come on. Watch your toe.
Finally, in 1943, regulations were changed. The football helmet became official. Wearing a helmet was a necessity for this woman. Everybody loves the razzle-dazzle of fireworks, and dynamite is the biggest firecracker of them all. But when it's used inventively, it can do a month's work in seconds.
What was once before might never be. Some remember happily, while some forget. There is always a goodbye. Some will cry and some will know. It's time to let it go. Let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. What would everybody do if everybody's dreams came true? Dreams may come and go and never end. Some will try to understand, while some pretend. There is always a goodbye. Some will cry and some will know. It's time to let it go. Let it go, let it go.
These two inventors used the power that electricity had over hair in a search for the perfect look.
I needed a part from my invention. Realized the fact when it was through. I told Mr. Parts of my intention, and he said that there was little I could do. He told me we don't make them anymore. I closed my eyes and nearly fell through the floor. You don't even know what you'll be using it for. He told me we don't make them anymore, anymore. I'd swear that there was two of everything. Now everything is too damn bad. Gotta find that thing before the middle of spring, or I'll end up losing everything I had. You told me we don't make them anymore. They closed the plant after the Second World War. You don't even know what you'd be using it for. You told me we don't make them anymore, anymore. We don't make them anymore. I had to disassemble my invention and build it back with stuff I threw away. And no, it doesn't do what it's supposed to. It's the hardest thing that you can get today. You told me we don't make them anymore. They closed the plant after the Second World War. You don't even know what you'd be using it for. You told me we don't make them anymore. We don't make them anymore.
I do that, maybe do that, and that. All right. All right, let's go.
These boys decided to combine two inventions to make a third. For them, it was progress and a faster buck.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Everyone wants to get work done without doing himself in. This farmer attached one end of a wire to his tractor and the other end to a fixed center point. It was a variation of the maypole principle, and it steered his tractor. By automating his farm in this simple, logical way, he found time to sit back and relax while his machine plowed acres of circles around him. A British farmer had heard that there was modern machinery that could make his plowing easier. All he needed was the right machine. Some people have so much energy, the last thing they want is a labor-saving device.
Benjamin Lee was a postman, gave his job a little bounce. Benjamin Lee made deliveries by tumbling from house to house. Well, one day he read on some junk mail, there's a better life to find. Just patent yourself an invention and leave your troubles behind. Immediately, Benjamin Lee got on the telephone, researching out an invention that could make life easy at home. Fingernail extension tools can make a woman's work a breeze. An idle spouse could sit around the house while her fingers do as they please. Now his futuristic kitchen gave his wife time to relax. Effortlessly, Mrs. Lee could wash the floor in wax. But though it gave a real good shine, it didn't make much loot. So he invented a simple dimple machine that makes a stunning face cute. Benjamin Lee loved the railroad. He also loved his car. So he invented an elastic crossing gate to keep his two loves far apart. When that didn't spring no action, when that didn't make him rich, he invented a magnetic fishing pole that somehow sucked up fish. Just patent yourself an invention and leave your troubles behind. Well, Benjamin Lee made some dummies to ride with in his car. They were meant to discourage hitchhikers when he would travel far. And for the friendly policeman, he electrified his hat. While down in the cellar, he invented a propeller to attach right on his back. Just the sight of this invention filled his children's eyes with glee. They felt full of pride as they watched him ride, making history. But when he took it up to the mountains, he put a ski instructor in shock, who said, I don't care if you fly in the air or wear it on your crotch. Hey, that's it, shouted Benjamin Lee, that's it, that'll do the trick. That's the one that will win, and I'll cut you in. I'm sure it will catch on quick. But all we need is a fancy name to suck the buyers in. the automatic mechanical spinner, modern way to swim. Good boy Benjamin, good boy Benjamin Lee. Well, that idea did not make him rich, but it wasn't a total loss. 'Cause he invented a man-powered ferry boat that could cheaply get across. While saving money on gasoline, he could win a Nobel Prize with his automatic motorless spinner boat with an added surprise. Just patent yourself an invention and leave your troubles behind. Hey, good boy Benjamin, good boy Benjamin Lee. Sure enough, this flying boat made it easy to fish for a duck. Like his custom man-sized fishing raft gave the sportsmen better luck. But it wasn't easy to manage, at least for Benjamin Lee. His only hope was to stay afloat and drift to prosperity. Scientifically, Benjamin Lee believed he had the knack to build two special railroad cars that could pass without switching track. But the trouble with this invention, the reason it wasn't bought, was in order to ride or just get inside, one had to be 4 feet short. Initially, Benjamin Lee had the woman's need in mind by inventing a bikini vending machine to cover their bare behinds. But he had a toss in the towel when the fashion went out of style. So he went to town on a walking truck that could technically strut a mile. Hey, good boy Benjamin, good boy Benjamin Lee. Driving back to his workshop, he envisioned a new machine. A super railroad crossing gate that rose from the pavement like steam. But it wasn't very successful, no more so than its brakes. So he invented a snooze-proof collar to keep late-night typists awake. They threw stones at Galileo, and it really was a sin. So Benjamin Lee made an armored suit in case they threw stones at him, designed for the passive resistor who must turn the other cheek. But from east to west, this bulletproof vest was never considered chic. Not nothing in this whole wide world had shaken Benjamin Lee. More than the day he saw his fate spelled out in reality. It was when one of his inventions was getting launched by the president's wife. There in Bess Truman's hands gleamed the glory of the land and the story of Benjamin's life. Was Lee's idea right from the very start. But the man who invented the hammer broke his mailman's heart. He couldn't face disappointment. He couldn't bear to fail. He went back to kicking doorbells and delivering the mail.
When I was a little boy, I first got the idea of trying to imitate a xylophone and with my hands. And like this is the way I played it. About 5 years ago, I was in my backyard entertaining a friend with my hands. And I decided at that time that I could evolve an instrument that would play much faster. And as time went on, I improved it, and this is the result. I will now play Dixie. Okay.
A device improved this man's natural ability. For other people, natural ability was all they needed.
Go ahead, eat all this spaghetti, son, so you get stronger. Come on. All right.
Race for a dream like the clouds in the sky, or be a trapeze getting ready to fly, la la la, or be free. Rush for a dream like a moth rushes fire, run for your hopes way above the high wire. Oh, do you believe that your dreams were conceived in the stars? Well, they are what you make them, though sometimes they seem very far, so far, oh, so far.
The wheel. For this daredevil, it provided a thrill. But for the many inventors who used its simplicity to fashion their dream, it simply moved them.
It moves me. You wouldn't think it could, but it moves me. You wouldn't think it should, but it moves me. It moves me. Oh, how it moves me. It sends me. What else can I say? But it sends me. It carries me away and it sends me. It sends me. Oh, how it sends me. It rocks me. It lifts me off the ground and it rocks me. Don't even make a sound, but it rocks me. It rocks me. Oh, how it rocks
can see, a simple idea often gets buried in a complicated design, and a walking machine intended to make life easier becomes a contraption making life more complex. The man who built this bicycle had a real flair for making complicated matters work for him. By customizing an ordinary two-wheeler, the bike went up trees, crawled over roofs. With every twist of a wrench, it became clearer and clearer. There was almost nothing this bike couldn't do.
Come on up, come on up, come on up sometime. If the thought of being happy don't terrify your mind. Come on up, come on up, come up for a while. I can change your frown into a smile. Ooh, and I feel this way. When I hear you say to me, come on up, come on up, come on up right now. Ain't no place you're going to, can't wait anyhow. Come on up, come on up, come on up this time. Doing the right thing really ain't no crime. Ooh, when I feel this way. When I hear you say to me, come on up, come on up, come on up this time. 'Cause doing the right thing really ain't no crime.
More than a vehicle for transportation, the automobile became a favorite form of self-expression.
What's the idea of driving backwards?
Oh, I'm not driving backwards, officer. I'm driving forward.
Well, what kind of a car is this?
Well, it's just a little something new.
Well, I don't know what I'll be seeing next. Get out of here.
Nobody took this idea seriously except the inventor. His wind tunnel test showed a decrease in wind resistance. However, sales resistance increased. Wind resistance was turned into wind power by this inventor with a simple gadget designed to aid the race car driver caught in the rain. The miniature propeller rigged to the goggles would get its power from the wind pushing against the driver's forehead. The propeller, in turn, activated the small wipers. All an inventor had to do was realize there was a problem, and a solution would fit right in. In 1933, Buckminster Fuller invented the revolutionary Dymaxion car, which could go 120 miles an hour, had wraparound windows, and economically carried 10 passengers. But his car of the future never reached the assembly line. A month after this demonstration, a bad accident brought bad publicity, and only 3 Dymaxions were built.
I have invented this for the purpose to save as many people as I can in time of emergency.
This same need to keep the head above water was behind every nautical innovation.
self-launching lifeboat to save life at sea, and we are ready to test it. Come on. We expect and we hope to make next time a little better. Yes, sir. We're ready to demonstrate my inventions, the automatic life safety boat, which can be launched from the deck of any ship in case of emergency.
Initial failure can lead to later triumph, but with other lifesavers, a failure could be too great a risk.
You all ready down there? Yes, sir. Well, look out now, boy. It's a long, long way down. Back to the end of those cliffs, you want to use your shroud line to pull you out. Okay. This powerful wind machine will open your chute and drag you to the edge. Then just step off the ledge, and the rest is easy. What if it don't work like you planned? If it lets you down, it'll be a great success. If not, you get a new parachute absolutely free. That's a good deal. Okay, boys. Okay, let's go.
Before asking someone to jump from a plane, these chute designers look for a safer testing ground.
Gene, when you get to the house, kick her right in. Don't be afraid. Remember, I'm with you.
Okay, Frank, let's go.
Okay.
Crashing for these stunt flyers meant excitement, and providing excitement was what they did for a living. But for the pilot who designed the Triphibian to travel on land, sea, and air at 150 miles per hour, a crash would mean failure.
Had it not been for the splendid cooperation of my wife and partner, I would never have been able to have launched this project.
This project has not been an exception to the persecution of the experts. David Graham Bell going to jail because he said he could talk over a wire from town to town. Marconi going to an insane asylum because he said he could communicate without a wire. New occasions teach new duties, they say. Time makes ancient ways uncouth. We must upward still and onward if we keep abreast of Toulouse.
The pilot of this aircraft believed that the most direct route from Los Angeles to Germany was straight up. He planned to fly his gyroplane to an altitude of 15 miles, where it would remain stationary while he waited for Europe to come to him. Since the Earth rotates from west to east at over 1,000 miles an hour, 8.5 hours later, he would descend upon the Rhineland.
This is the first American rocket airplane flight. It is being staged to demonstrate the practicability and feasibility of transporting mail and other merchandise by rocket airplanes. This particular plane will take off from Greenwood Lake, New York to Jewett, New Jersey, and will carry 6,127 pieces of mail.
Victoria, do you have to be crazy to be shot out of a cannon?
Sometimes.
Power, if you use it, it can take you where your mind goes. Now you must decide. Will you stay down or keep trying? What is faith but wings for flying? There's no end to up, it goes on forever. Don't look down, don't look round. Just look to the mountains of the moon. And Eureka, 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 when you don't know where you're going and you don't know who you could be, there's one thing for sure. You've been down, you know what's down there. You served your time on the ground there. There you got to fly, there's nothing else for you.
Every inventor knows that to see if his idea works, he must be willing to try it and keep on trying. But the true genius is the one who gets someone else to try out his invention for him.
The laws by which these wings are manipulated are the old lost laws of Greek cosmic motion, which I have rediscovered. And it is my strong conviction that by utilizing these inner universal forces, we shall all be able to fly like the birds. And I am now starting a school to train the children to develop these powers while they are young. Now, Max, come over and put this in here.
All right, I get it. Sure.
And get that one tightened up. That side. Not too tight. Now down, come on. Not too tight. Go ahead.
It's all right and back there, Mr.
Yes.
Ready?
That's it. Tight now.
Okay.
Fine, fine. now we're off. We ought to wait till the wind catches. All right, go. Come on. These wings are made by an old gentleman of the name of Sanders, living at the Oddfellows' home in Concord, New Hampshire, of strips of ash covered with dust. And they open up and are screwed on to tighten, made firm. How do you like being like an angel?
Not so bad. It looks more like a bat to me.
Forward. Relax the head. Hip from up. Hip from the solar plexus in front and the chest. Forward. Hip from the base of the spine. Those are the two dynamic centers, the solar plexus and the base of the spine. In order to prove these laws, Mr. Powell will now attempt a short flight from the treetop. Now, Alf, spread your wings. Now jump. Head forward. Lift your feet. Good.
Maybe there are three kinds of people in this world: those who make it, those who don't, and those who craminate in this movie. They believe in the impossible, and they try to make it chorus in. Because in the heart, when you want to trade in life, you find the mountain in the failure of triumph, because in the heart, people say, I know. If you have the thing to go, reason hard to see, the chronosar, the spirit, the mountain, and man's rexaphor.
Or to say it another way, man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for?